All right, so we're here to show you a cable management system by FSR. This particular system is going out to a customer of mine in Texas. I figured I'd whip together a little video for Katie, which is the one who's buying this, but also for anybody else who's interested in seeing these things. There's not much footage out there on YouTube, so I figured I'd do a short little video. This is their CT6 box, which is a 6-inch box. It comes with a black housing, or you can get it in this finished chrome. These are really nice because you can use a regular 6-inch hole saw and put this box into anything. You don't need to be a great mill worker to get, to make great use of these boxes. They're built really well, a little pricey, but you're gonna get a really nice fine product on this. Okay, so they also have a what you would consider there is a piece of software on the website that allows you to build out your own boxes. So I made things a little easier on Katie, and I kind of gave her 2 or 3 options knowing what she wanted. So I configured this. It's a configurator that they allow you to do this on. So what I did here was I configured a box that gave Katie a lot of power. That's pretty much what you're gonna see here today. So this is one power box. You can get these with 3 120 volts, or you can get it like I have here, which is 2, and then you have a USB-C outlet, and you can also do I don't know if they call this an A, it's one of the old original USB-A. This will just plug in and give you great power. You're gonna see here, if I give Sean a minute to zoom in, I already have one of these built into the box. These go in very simply. You're just gonna drop it in. We like to do them very deep. The deeper you go, the more you're going to be able to put inside your box as far as adapters and things like this. If you're on a desk, I don't know if I moved over too fast for Sean to catch that, but we like to put these boxes in very deep to give you a lot of room for extra boxes and transformers and transistors and whatever you got going on. These will take up your first spot, just like that. I don't know if I could put it in from the bottom just to show you, but I'm going to try to. Let's see if it goes. Yeah, see? So you can see that. So you can have 2 boxes in there. There's all sorts of things you can do, but we're going to show you today how easily these are going to go in. You can put them at different heights, and there are some set screws. And so we're going to play around a little bit like that today. You also have these snap-in modules. There are all different types of things here. I mean, this is a 3 type, they call this a 3 type connector, which is going to fit into this little spot here. They also have, I believe, 5 type adapters. So if you didn't want 2 of these big boxes, you could also have a line of snap-ins. So you can do a ton of different things with this. Today, we're going to have 2 120 volt modules inside there. We're going to have this also in here, which is going to be taking what we decided to give Katie was 2 more USB-Cs and 1 more USB-A. So when we're done putting this together, you're gonna be able to plug in whatever you want in here with laptops, chargers, phones, and everything. She's gonna end up with a total of 1, 2, 3. She's gonna end up with 4 USB-C style chargers, and she's gonna end up with also 3 of the older styles. Once these go in, each one will get its own little power supply. So that's pretty simple too. I did speak to FSR about this too, and they also have, if you wanted to have a lot of these, right? You don't have to have power supplies for each one. You could also, they sell special adapters that allow you to supply all your electric to these too. So you can have one adapter and a lot of little lines coming through. We didn't want to get that complicated with it. This is just a bracket to help you fasten this to the table or whatever it is that you're putting it in. We're putting this on a conference room table, so this will eventually get buckled to your table, and then these screws are going to fasten this box to the bracket. It's pretty easy stuff. A little overwhelming when you get all this stuff for the first time, but we've built 5 or 6 of these. So we're getting pretty familiar with that. So in a minute here, we'll show you how some of these things go together, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. So we're gonna come in here. I don't know if you stopped that yet or not, but we're gonna come in here, and I'm going to match the height of that first box with the second one. And if Sean wants to zoom in there, you'll see I'm just going to line the little holes up with that. Last time I did this video, Sean and I, we did it together. So I was able to hold the box while you did the screws. So I'm trying to do this with 2 hands instead of 4. And if Katie's watching this or your IT is watching this, what you guys might want to do is maybe on the existing boxes that you already have, I don't know how important it is to you, but you could take your power supplies and drop them all the way down. Because I noticed when I was in your office, when we did that film shoot for Designing Spaces, when I went into your box, I noticed your workers had a lot of stuff crammed in that box, and I'm realizing you can drop that all the way down and give your employees a little bit more room in there. So you can see that's pretty much that. I put them in straight by accident, so that's good. All right, so that's how we do that. The next thing we'll do here is, if I remember correctly, Sean, the first thing we did here is you take that out first, right? So you're going to take out your housing, the metal housing. Pay attention to how it's coming out, meaning you can see the shape of this is a little different, right? So you want both of these lips to be in the front. You don't want to be getting into that, okay? So then basically you're going to squeeze and push through, right? Squeeze and push them through. Now, on the other video, I remember when we did this the last time, it mattered which way you put these modules, these snap-ins. So if I remember correctly, you want I think if I remember correctly, it mattered more on these. So for some reason, when FSR made these old style USBs need a shim. So I think what I'll go do is I'm going to put this one in the middle, just because it's an oddball. So we're going to lay this one in here. And if I remember correctly, this was specific to one side. You couldn't do it either way. You remember that, Sean? Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly,
keeps it right in the middle.
Yeah, it keeps it in the middle. So when you're laying this down, I don't know if you can see that, but when you hold this up here, you can see the way this hole is lining up with this little rectangle nice here, and there's room for the clip. If I did it the other way, and you went in the middle, you can see the clip is off center, right? So that's an easy way to see which way you're going to go. So what we're going to do is, so once we realize what the center is, then I'm going to lay this in here. Now this, we already know is going to come in here like this, right? So we want to make sure that this is coming in the right way. So we're going to want to come in from the bottom. And we're going to want to make sure that when we're centered, there's room for the clip. That's pretty much the trick to this, if I remember correctly. All right. Looks like that's it. It just goes in like that. Now, this clip, I believe, is going to go inside of here, like that. And I don't know how well you can see that. If you want to zoom in, Sean, and show them, it's kind of it's just a little thing in here. All that's doing is stopping that clip from being depressed. Did you catch that pretty good? Yeah. Okay. So that's gonna hold that in. I'm not sure if these are different from each other. I'm not too concerned about it because they're all labeled. So if they do have different power supplies, I'm going to be able to identify that. So now we're going to take this one, same thing, clip on the same side, right? So you put the wall in, right, and then you push this in. Thank you, Sean. Yeah. See, I have to go back and watch my own videos to refresh my memory. That's why we're doing this, actually, is not only to help you guys, but it helps me remember what we did. So on the same thing here, you're going to start with the wall. There's a little wall here, and then there's a clip. So we're going to take that wall, put that inside first so it catches, and then let me make sure I have all the clips on the right side. No, I don't. I'm glad I checked. So you want to make sure that all the clips are on the right side. And then there. Okay. So when we're done, you can see all 3 clips. The USB-A has a shim to stop it from disconnecting. And when you're looking at this, you're centered with the hole, which will become a little bit more important later. So now we're going to go back into the same way with all these little housings facing in the right direction. Correct. When they're in wrong, you'll find that you'll have to, if you didn't do this right, you're going to fight with this, right? Is that what we learned the last time too? Yes. So what I have here is I'm not lining up properly. Okay? So that, see the way that hole is not lining up, right? So I might be in backwards on the clips. That was the whole point of what we were learning the last time, right? Because if you could tell that these clips are not lining up. See the way they're off? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out. Same thing here. I'm going to start with the wall, come back, put the shim in, bring these in the same way, find the wall, okay, now we're going to see if this goes in together better. If it does, then that was all worth it. See the way these just lined up without fighting with it. If you have to fight with it, we learned the last time, then you're doing something wrong. And I just felt it. I just felt it mush in. It didn't make an audible click. But once those 3 squares found their holes, you felt a nice soft, fitting. Okay. Just so everybody knows if they're watching, like if you buy any of this. So we are an authorized dealer of FSR. So if you don't want to mess around with this stuff, we'll work with you and help you figure out what it is, find out what your objectives are and do all of this for you. And when we send it to you, we'll ship this whole thing out complete like this. We'll also even get you a 6-inch hole saw if you're too busy to even find that. Okay, so that's this module. Now, these are going to get connected almost like old speaker wires. They're miniature like eyeglass frame screws in here that you would back out. You'd set your you set your wires in there, retighten them, and you roll back into, you'll power these. This shape that's got the cutouts on it versus the straight sign will match your cutouts here, so you know you're going in the right way. All right, and we're just going to slide that in. Now, we already know that we're going to have to get to the back of this to wire it, right? So what I usually do is I just push it somewhere near the very bottom, one of the most bottom areas. The screws that come with this are here, right? With these them. So I'm going to lay them in there so that they don't get lost. I'm not going to tighten them up. I'm just going to put them in relatively loose.